Hello, I hope people can hear me. I'll just quickly do a mic check. Yeah, I think people are able to hear me. Cool. We'll get started just in a minute. We'll get started at 45. Just want to do a couple of things before I get started. Welcome everyone who is watching. I generally don't have much audience, so I generally don't speak. If you are new to the stream, feel free to ask any questions if you have anything. I've just said a little intro about me. So, yeah. And I've been coming little late because I was not well. So that was the reason I took couple of days. I'm still not well, probably recovering stage. But yeah, I was enjoying live stream, so back at it. Just FYI, will get started at 2:45. Hi, programmer coder. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I feel you are new. Uh, Welcome. Please feel free to ask if you have any questions in the chat. Mhm. Meanwhile, I'll go to contest. So I'm planning to solve. So I have not solved DSA in quite a while in a proper format. So today I'm going to look at this contest and see how what I'm able to do in it. Probably I'll not be able to perform good because I've stopped DSA in a while. This seems interesting. No comments. So program coder, it will eventually help. You will eventually be able to solve. The only advice that I can give you is two advice I'll give you. Never spend money on any online course thinking that if you do that course you'll be able to solve problems. That is not going to happen. Think of it like that when you go to a gym, are you able to uh, pick the 10 kg dumbbell straight away, right? No, right? You need to first pick the 2.5 kg. So first of all, you need to do a for loop problems, right? Simple for loop. So for example, there is a two sum problem, right? That can be done with the double loops. So you should be able to do that with two loops, right? Then you go do that with single loop using hash map. So what advice I would go to give you is go through this 150. Even if you are not able to solve 10 out of these 150, right? Then that's fine. But go ahead and watch the videos of this, learn the concept behind them, and then solve new problems. Participate in contest, but don't buy a course ever, right? So that's waste of the money when everything is out there. And try to do that consistently for, let's say, for at least 6 months. Then see if you are able to. And your contest is the best way to judge you, not the number of problems, the contest, right? And if you are not good with contest, like not aware of the contest, there is this C list by. So every problem, right, it has a rating. I don't know why this website is sometimes work, sometimes not working. So here, if you select platform, I think this is the platform one. Which one is the platform one? Yeah, this is the platform one. So see, each problem has a rating, right? You start with the lower rated problems. So for example, here I think you can mention rating also. So if I were you, I will start with something like 500. Those are very easy. So you can start with 500 to 1500 first and apply, right? So if we pick this 900 problem, right? This would be, I think, easy problem, or let's say this 500, something like that if we pick, right? These will be like a very easy problems. So start with those problems, right? All these 500 and all, so that you get confidence. Once you are able to solve these, then eventually move on, right? Eventually move to new problems, like the harder problems. That would be my advice. And never buy any course, right? That I already said. Cool, let's see what this has to offer. I'm not going to like explicitly speak too much. Generally, I speak a lot in my streams, but I want to make them productive as well, right? For both the audience and for myself as well. So this time I'm going to look at some problems as well along with. I'm not doing the virtual because I don't want any added pressure again. Virtual also treat like a normal one. So it's going to be chillax version. Uh, cool. So you are given. So I'm going to close the chat for now and I'll be back in another 10 minutes, right? I'll be speaking and coding. So you are given a two integers x and y, two integer arrays x and y. So I have x array and I have y array. And you must choose three distinct integers I, J, K, and these all are distinct such that your x of I, you are given must choose such that I and j, j is not equal to k. So basically all three numbers I, J, K are index are not same. So different three elements I have to pick. Right, I should not be equal to j, j should not be equal to k, and I should also not be equal to k, right? All three. Your maximum is the value of y. Okay. Mm. So basically, I need to pick all the different numbers. So feels like a hash map kind of a thing. So you have one. So let me now build the arrays, right? 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our x and this is our y. 5, 3, 4, 6, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all these I can pick only one. So for example, 1, 0, 2, 4, I can only pick one of these. And for 2, I can only pick one of these. And for 3, I can only pick 3, right? So if I have more than then, I can pick any of those three, right? So once I did this, then out of this 2, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, I can pick 5. 1, 4, I can pick uh, 1, 4. Uh, so 1, what is sorry, 1 and 4. I can pick 3 and 3 I can pick 3 only 6. So 9, 14 is the answer. Yes. So in the end, eventually, okay, if the size, yeah, I think yeah, I'll use priority queue and then I'll use uh, something else. I think that makes sense for this one. We'll use priority queue and we'll use hash map. So eventually, I think it should work. I'll just take a look at the chat. If there is anything in the chat, I'll reply to that before I jump into the implementation of this one. So cool, nothing in chat, so I'm not going to look at the chat for another 10 minutes until I get this one submitted, right? So first thing first, we are going to create a hash map. It is going to be list of integers. And then I'm going to say for int I is equal to 0, I less than x dot length, I plus plus if hm dot put x of I, hm dot, basically it's an array, right? So I can say hm dot put it absent x of I is equal to new array list, right? I can do this way. So now hm dot get x of I is equal to uh, add I, right? And now if hm dot size is less than equal to, if less than 3, then you return -1 because then it is not possible. Otherwise, I'll create a priority queue. I need the largest of each one, right? Because there is no point in taking the largest out of 3. So yeah, so priority queue integer PQ is equal to new priority queue, and priority queue is just meant for a 3 size, and it needs to, if the size increases, I need to pop the minimum, right? So min heap would work here. So for map entry integer comma integer kv hm dot entry set. This is wrong. It has to be list integer. Uh, Once you have done this, and kv is equal to kv dot get value get int max is equal to, or I'll just say -1, and then for int I This is index in kv dot get value, right? And this is your index of chi, right? So max is equal to math dot max of max and y and index, right? And then pq dot add index max if pq dot size is greater than 3, pq dot poll return pq dot peak 3 times, right? pq dot poll plus pq dot poll plus pq dot poll. One more will get closed here. Mhm. Cool. Uh, Let me just copy this and sorry, Mahal, I'm not able to understand that. I can only speak English. Um, so sorry about that. Just copy this and bring it here. Hey bro, I recently started solving questions on tree. Uh, so one tip is that solve all of these questions. And there is a specific playlist from Aditya Verma on Aditya Verma DP playlist tree. See this one, dynamic programming on tree, right? Do this, not this one, introduction, these two. This is also important. So do that and then solve these problem, right? It's basically recursion only. Most of the problems of tree are recursion. If you are, so the questions are like these are kind of annoying. Don't get stuck on these two too much, right? That's a tip. Let me know if that helps or not. Let me know if you're looking for anything specific. But I think that should how you look at it. Cool. Thanks, bro. Yes, yes, that is good. His sheet is also good. By this, I just mean I'll probably stop taking this as a reference because uh, this might mislead people. By this, I mean like any sheet, right? So probably one of the another good thing is I'll not touch that because I'll have problems here. Yes. Oh, there's a sixth, fifth of best time to buy nice. That would be interesting problem. So if anyone is following any sheet or these are also good problems. Top interview 150, right? And these are by LeetCode. So they always have the right metric, right? So if I go here, there would be something on tree C, binary tree in general. I would say these are way better than any of the out there. If you will eventually once you have solved all the list, you'll feel that there is a overlap, right? So this so Giri, what I would advise you is that once you solve Striver, right, come to this one and try to solve all of these without looking at the solution, right? If you are able to solve, then good. If you are not able to solve, then also good. Then look at the solution and then solve it again. So then eventually you will do it for fun. So that's about it. I'll be stopping this DSA thing in a while now. I'll spend like 4 to 5 days more, and then I'll jump to DSA thing. Okay, got it, man. That's a LLD is a tough one, bro. LLD is a very tough thing too. I feel like so there is a thing about LLD that personally I feel is LLD is something that engineer is supposed to learn on its job, but that's not how the projects work these days, right? With a lot of AI and all that also, but still not not just how. But so for LLD, there's a complete different thing. For LLD, you need to follow oops, what not, and there is one good resource, awesome low level design. This one by Ashish. So this is good. This has a lot of problems in it, but these are also this is good. I would say this is a good start. So probably go through these. Yeah, correct. That's the thing, bro. You're right. Frameworks. If you buy framework, you mean Spring Boot or things like that. Then that in that also there is a LLD involved, but not that sort of LLD. That what is required, right? Like for example. When I was working in some company, right, I did not like no one even talked about design patterns. What are those, right? I came to know about that when I had to prepare for interviews, which should not be the case, right? Design patterns are something that you should know when you start your career as a software engineer, like you do proper hands-on coding. But sometimes you don't get that kind of work. So that's always a challenge, right, to get good work. So that's the thing, bro. Yeah, yeah. In Spring Boot, lost of I have never worked with Spring Boot, but it's like everything is now done in Spring Boot. They have beans, they have like most of the times what I've heard from people is that you just put the at the rate there and you get something out of it, right? Like at the rate post REST API. I have built some project in Spring Boot, very minor one, but it is good to know uh, that it's good to know that you work in Spring Boot. That's good. Yeah, right. At the rate kind of does a lot of things in Spring Boot. Uh, it would be love to. I would love to connect with you, bro, on LinkedIn. If you are there, feel free to send me connection or like, paste your. I'll send you the connection. So love to stay connected with the tech community. Cool. So I'll not take a look at the chat now for another 10-20 minutes. Let's see if I'm able to solve this one, right? First I was able to solve. Let's see this one, right? Uh, okay. So, best time to buy and sell stock, right? I've solved previous variation of this. Let's see if I'm able to solve this or not, right? So you are given an integer array prices where prices is the price at dollar. That's good. Or dollar is something I think they have added. And K you are allowed to make at most K transaction. That is good. What is the constraint? Constraints are pretty low. So you are allowed to make at most K transaction where each transaction can be either one of the following, right? Normal transaction buy on higher day, sell on the day where you get this much profit, right? That's pretty good. Just a normal thing. Short selling. Sell on I day. So that is money gone. Sell is always the money that you have got, right? So that's plus. Short selling is basically you sold on high and then you buy back on low, right? Okay. Not so you have two choices now. So, uh, keys, prices, or length by two, that's okay. I think it's a simple DP problem. Uh, so I'll take a look at the chat before I start solving it. So let me just think twice again, right? So we have prices and we have I, and then I'll be in a transaction, right? I can be in a transaction one or I can be in a transaction two. If it is zero, then I am not in a transaction. If it is one, then I am in a normal transaction. If it is two, then I am in a short selling transaction. So it will be 3D DP, but K is small, K is price dot length by two, then I think eventually it will be work. It will work, right? That's my thought. Before I type it out, I'll just take a small look at the chat. I got a comment from Prabhat Mishra. Hello, sir. Hello to you as well, sir. I am younger than you. Then why you are calling me sir? Cool. I don't think there are any questions in the chat. So I'll jump to solving this one, right? Pretty straightforward. If you have solved other variations of this, it seems straightforward. But let's see. I don't want to comment a lot and then get a TLE, right? Cool, 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 cool. A very funny thing in one of the interviews, I had a healthy argument around this, whether rec- this these are not parentheses but rectangular basis should be here or here. In Java, it works both way. Not sure if there is a language where it doesn't work, right? Let me know if in comments if anyone knows a language where it doesn't work that way. I put it this way, but the interviewer said that no, it is not going to work. There is a syntax mistake. I said no, there is not, and then eventually we agreed that there is no mistake. But yeah, very silly thing to discuss in an interview. Not gonna reveal the name of the company though. So int I is where I'm at. Int flag I'll just use to kind of know the things, right? Int n is equal to prices dot length. You should always finish the transaction, right? And we have to maximize the profit. So let's say if n is equal if I is equal to n. Now if flag is not equal to zero, then I did something I did not complete it, right? So then I would say that return integer dot min value, and it is long anyway, so integer dot min is not going to affect. Yeah, not equal. If it is zero, then you can just return zero, right? Now you have option. How many options we are going to have in this one? Three. Let's just put three out there and I'll reduce accordingly. Now, if your flag is equal to zero, that means that you have never bought it, right? So your option one is that you still don't want to do anything. You're just saying that, okay, I'll move on, not gonna do anything. Option two is that you are saying that, okay, I'm going to buy it, right? So you buy on higher day, that is that you spend this much money, and then you say that price is K I plus one, and your flag becomes one. This one is that you say that I'll sell on this thing, I'm going to short it. So price is Ki plus one and two, right? Now else if if flag is equal to 1, then your option 1 remains the same, that you don't want to do anything and go forward, right? Your option 2 is that you want to now in flag 1, what else you can do? Uh, you can sell it and get the money back, right? Because this is like a normal transaction, not a shorted one, right? So and flag will become 0. And I think there is no option 3 in this. Option 3 again, I think this, they might get a comment that this is like a repetitive code in production. You might get this is a code smell or whatnot. But yeah, as this is just DSA, it's kind of, it's fine. Now this is 2, right? So you can either, uh, if you're buying it back, right? Then you'll have to do this. And then return math dot. I'm hoping this would work, but not sure. So that's that, and then let's return solve prices k 0 0, right? Okay, it doesn't work. Oh, transaction also have to keep a count of how many transactions I have done. I completely ignored that. If the number of transactions that I have done are more than that, which is k here, right? So my I and flag, right? I need another variable that is like k, or let's say I'll use just this k only and I'll make this 0, right? Mm, if k is equal to 0, return 0, right? Uh, if flag is equal to 0, then so here you are in a transaction, right? So once you complete the transaction, then your k will increase. So this is where I'm completing the transactions. Or not, it will decrease. Sorry, my bad. Let's see. Still wrong answer. So I will start with 2 and then I'll make one transaction and it'll be 0. 1 or 2 when I'm at 1. I think one reason could be that this option 3 has to be. This option 1 is all good. Option 2 is when you're selling it. Basically buying it. Here option 2 is that you sold it. This will be option 3. Oh no no no. Why is it coming as 16? We can mock the profit of 3. You buy it at $8 and then you buy it and then short it on this day, right? If you're already in one, right? So you bought it and then you sold it, right? Mhm. So let me just go through that once again. So if your I is and if your flag is 0, then you return that maximum at most k, right? If your k is 0, then you can't make more transactions. And if you are at 0, then one thing is that you don't anything and don't go ahead, right? That's the thing that you're doing in all. The second is that you take this, right? That is that you're buying this and then you move ahead, right? So you will be, so next time you come here, you will be in a flag one, right? Either you can go to this, your flag will again remain the one, or you can come here, you can say that, okay, I'm selling it today, and then my transactions are now completed. I have one transaction left, and I can do anything what I want, right? Or you can say, I want to sell it today and get this money back, and then your K remains the same, right? Now, if your K is 0, 1, 2, so it will come here when it is 2. So either you can move forward or you can say that, okay, I want to sell it out. I want to buy a new one, right? And then only your transaction will be complete. Hmm. What I am thinking is happening if your K is 0, if flag is not equal to 0, uh, somewhere I'm missing. Uh, Let me know in chat. You can also send the flag as -1. You can also first send the flag equal to my what is going to help with flag as -1. Better weekend day plus 2 for selling option. Day plus 2. Note that you must complete each transaction before starting addition. You can't buy or sell on the same day you are selling or buying as the previous transaction. Day plus 2 for selling option. So I'm selling it here and I'm selling it here. Day plus 2. Why do we need to do day plus 2? You are allowed to make at most k transaction where each transaction can be either one of the following: buy on I day, then sell on day. Sure, each transaction can be either of sell on day I and then buy back later on J. Your profit is hmm, short selling first. What would that do? Why does it matter at what time we do? Mhm, mhm, mhm. One way is that I can increase the state if flag is and flag can be anything else. It can be 0, it can be 1. This doesn't make any difference. Damn it. I think this is creating the problem. But it should not create the problem. You need to check for price if the price is higher than your. You need to check for the price if the price is higher than. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Kunal, I'm just thinking that why is this not working? What is the reason behind why this is not working? Why do we need an additional check to for the price if the price higher than eventually that is anyway going to. I already have option one there, right, where I'm just going to move ahead and not do anything there. Then why do need to I check if the price is higher than your buy price? I want to try all the options. So for example, let's say even I buy at 9 and sell at 8, right? That's a loss. But still that I want to check and eventually this should take care of it, right? There should be no need to handle it separately. Ideally, either I'm making some dumb mistake somewhere. I think I'm making. First of all, this I should maybe get rid of this. This is one another thing that I minimum should not be. Damn it, this was the problem. Yeah, because it should not be zero, right? It is going to consider zero as well in some of the iteration. Oh my god. If now it gives TLE, then that means solution was correct. So whatever you were saying, Prabhat, better we can do day plus two or short selling first, Kunal. That is not the reason. But first of all, I would like to say thanks. Thanks to Kunal and Prabhat for making this interesting. If you guys are still watching, then issue is that when I am saying here zero, right, in this recursion, something is happening. that where I'm getting a negative result and in any of these option I'm getting a positive, right? So in that it is considering that 0 as a good result. Like for example here if I say 9 and 8, right, that's minus 1. But I've already said that the best is 0. In that case it will take 0, right? I'll have to do a dry run manually, but didn't make any other change, right? Everything else is same. Just this I changed. Let me change it back again. Yeah, that's the reason. This option should always be the minimum, right? And now I'm trying all the possible things. Yeah. So this is what you will do, Prabhat, in an interview. Sorry. Sorry, I thought this. Yeah, now it is just memoization, right? Which I think Kunal doesn't like it. So if down the line after 5 years I get Kunal as my interview, right, he's going to ask me to do this like bottom up of this, and then I'm going to say I don't know how to do that. So Kunal, if that happens, please go easy on me. Public integer dp dp is equal to new integer prices dot length plus 1 k plus 1 lag plus 1. So if I'm changing this to 0, then it it is working with 0 if we memorize it. Is it working with 0? If dp of I k and flag is not equal to null, return dp of I k flag dp of I k and flag. Let's go. Oh my god, integer. Long, long. I we are checking, k we are checking. This has to be 3. Too much time. Yeah, with long min it will work. You can ping me on LinkedIn and you don't have to call me, sir. Uh, if you have anything specific to ask, you can ping me on LinkedIn. We spent exactly 50 minutes solving 2 problems, which is very so low. This I had solved, but yeah, spent like close to 10 minutes figuring out what is the issue, which was a good one. So always initialize with the minimum or the worst value possible, right? Always initialize with the worst value possible. GCD. GCD is anyway not my strong suit. Let's see. LinkedIn, you should be able to get in my bio of this channel, right? There is a LeetCode link in that. There is a LinkedIn link as well in this channel's bio. Yeah, I restrict myself to 2200 problems. I'll just go through this, and anyway, my math is weak. So this is kind of outside my area. Right, this was a easy one, 17, and not a easy one, but yeah, comparatively. Uh, this is good one. This is also good one. This is good one. I feel if you are able to solve problems around 1800 and 1900, not all, but most, then you are good for interviews. Personal opinion. These all are scary online assessment problems. Anyway, I don't want to do GCT maximum good threesome. Maximum good threesome. Bit mask. Okay, let's take a look at this one then. Phantom, let me know if you're not able to find it out, okay? I'll I'll share the link. Uh, we'll take a break for 10 minutes and then we'll come back. Feel free to ask any questions. I'll be answering the questions now. So, how do I say? Font itself is very small. Cool, I'll accept it. Man, how do I change the color? Color comes here, right? Make it red. Cool. I have accepted your request, Phantom. Now it should not ask for a premium. I hope so. It should not ask. If it still asks, yeah, I have accepted. If it still asks, I'll probably create a Discord or something like that. Once I have good audience, like 10, 20 people, we can chat on Discord. Yeah, sure, Phantom. I'll take a look at it once the stream ends. So, I've gone through your message. I'll not share the details of it, but the general idea is right how to crack companies, right? That's the basic theme of the question. Please let me know if you can hear me right. So what I would say is that so you will be probably you are at SD1 level, right? That's what I uh, comment to people as well. Uh, like that whenever you put a comment in a chat, right? Please let me know where you are at, like as you are at SD1. If you're 2+ years of experience, then you are SD2 probably, but you are SD1. So my generic advice would be that uh, if you have close to, if you have lead code rating more than 1600, right? Then you are pretty good. You know DSA. Like after 2030 contest. So I looking at your graph, you are good. Uh, so your DSA is good. You, I think probably in contest you should be able to solve first two without any help. So now the only thing that you need to do is give interviews. That would be my advice. Go to this lead code thing. Now this is a very naive thing. I was shocked when I came to know that people don't uh, know about this, right? There are some people that don't know about it, right? That's one of the purpose that I started this live stream as well, right? So in this you have career contest, compensation, all of the things and interview, right? This is like the gem of interviews. This is like gem of software engineering interviews, not software engineering, but software engineering interviews. Everything is here. So for example, let's say if I have to look at 5 term, right? If someone is interviewing with it, that so they can go here and then take a look, right? So this is one of the best thing. So you have to do the same thing, but for SD1 role, right? But I can give you that most like 90 or 80-90% of the time you are going to ask DSA, right? It will be DSA throughout. DSA round, sorry, DSA round only. So your DSA needs to be solid. Think of it like that. All the interview you are, and also if you earned good internship, like probably if you can spend something on this lead code premium, that is also good. Why I'm saying that you can then solve company specific problems, right? It is like 10,000, 15,000 per year, which comes to 1,000. If you had a good internship, I'm just saying well paid one, right? Then you can think about buying that. Well, I also have bought it from my other account, right? I have lead code premium. So that will kind of help you to solve like 30 latest 30 problems of Amazon. There are lists available outside also, but why not to give back to LeetCode, right? With so much that they have done, it is free to us. So why not just pay 1,000 per month, right? Uh, so that's good, but that's not mandatory, right? That's my advice that if you have that kind of a money, you should be able to, you can spend on it, right? But that's not mandate. Probably once you get into a big company, then you can buy lead code premium just for fun. But yeah, you should only give interviews, Phantom. That should be my advice to you. There are in some of the companies you'll see that one of the myth around this is that you need to be this good, you need to do this and that. No, that's not required. Focus on 150 DSA problems which are there in NEET code, or instead of NEET code, you can follow this one. Uh, so if you already have like 1750 rating, that was your peak. So probably 2 to 3 problems you are able to solve, or you can solve first two very fast. Oh my God, this is very slow. So this top 150, right? Solve this again and again while you are giving the interviews, right? So that you are fresh. And then give interviews. Give Amazon's interviews. They hire a lot, right? Give Amazon's interview. Let's say 6 months you are not able to clear it. Give and again after 6 months. Give Microsoft's interviews. All these companies, good companies, right? Give their interviews. That's what you should do. That would be my advice. And that is something that I never did. I was just solving problems. If you look at my graph, I had like 1700 rating when I was back in college, right? But still, I never give interview thinking that I need to be like 2000 plus or whatnot. You don't need to be. You 17, 1800. This is very well good that you know basics of DSA, not basic. You have good knowledge of DSA, not basic. Sorry about that. You have good knowledge of DSA. Like they pay like 20. Should I switch earlier or should I gain some? Okay, this you can put me on, ask me on LinkedIn, right? I don't want to disclose your salary or anything. Pay is good. Your pay is good. You can work. I think you are getting paid good. But if you want to talk about specific things, like again, to answer your question, you can go to compensation time also, and you can see how much money you are going to get here, right? So accordingly that. No, no, it's okay, man. It's all healthy only. Everyone knows how much someone is earning, right? Because you can see everything is out there. There is another website, there's levels.fy. If people are not aware of it, that is also pretty good. Levels.fy. This is all educational. So this website is also good. Get paid, not played. Wow. Never read that earlier. So cool. Nice talking to you, Phantom. Uh, where time is over as the main purpose, not main purpose, one purpose of this stream is to solve questions as well and do DSA also, learn and grow together. So we'll move to solving problems now. But feel free to ask any questions, Phantom, if you have a generic. And if I feel like you are already at good stage, so feel free to give any advice also if you have any for all the other people out there. So, and also feel free to let me know what I should be considering more around my stream, right? Like, do you only solve? No, no, no. Rarely solve hard problems. Hard problems, I don't think they will come up in an interview as well. Very rare. Like generic hard problems will come, like median of a string and this and that. The code force is hard. I have never got it in an interview. At your level, it might come. Like when you're fresh out of college, more hard problems are asked. But I just solved two medium problems, so I am not that good. If I would be able to solve all the hard problems, my rating would be around 2400, right? So mostly hard problems have rating 2000 plus. My rating is just 2000. So no, I don't solve hard problems. Only hard is a very big exaggeration of that. Yes, I used to know segment tree, but I practiced is when I was giving interview. I had solved a couple of questions around that. Need to split it and then, but now I can't do it because it's been like 8 months since I solved those, right? So yeah, I am not able. I am not even good with DSA also. So I did this like 6 months back. Even if you look at my graph on my profile also, right, you'll see it very sparse, right? It's not as green as it used to be because I'm just doing it for fun now. I don't have any aim of giving interviews or I'm not giving any interviews, so just doing it for fun. But like that's the thing with DSA, right? Once you lose the touch, if you're not at a like a very good legendary grandmaster level, then it is tough to get back, right? So I would be able to solve 1600, 1800 problems like just these two, right? These two problems I was able to solve without any help. This was easy, this was okayish. These two are hard. Now I'm going to take a look at the second one. This, I think, mathematical problem again. Yeah, this seems to be a mathematically. Yeah, that is the thing, bro. If you stop DSA, then you stop growing from a mental perspective, not mental like brain, whatever. Again, very specific question. Uh, Tech stack across Microsoft, it is very C sharp oriented. We use C sharp. Uh, yeah, C sharp is very close to Java. It's also object oriented. It's a good programming language. Uh, cool. I'll not be looking at the chat now for again 10-15 minutes. Need a good problem to solve. So I'll be working on that. Please, please feel free to put comments in chat. I'll take a look at it in some time. Thank you. You are given an array. Uh, live. Okay. You are given an array of complexity length n. Okay. So length is n. There are n logged computers in a room labeled from 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. And each with its own unique password. Okay. The password of computer I has a complexity of I. So we are given complexity array. And the root for computer labeled 0 is already decrypted. The password for okay. Okay, seems like a graph problem. Is it a graph? So 0, 1, so 0 to n minus 1 are computers, right? And 0 is already decrypted. And each has a complexity. All the other must be using it, unlocked using it and serves as a root. Okay, so either using 0 or another previous. Okay, you can encrypt the password for a computer I using the password for computer J, where J is any integer less than I with a lower complexity. Okay, so it should be previously used also, like it should be smaller also, and its complexity should also be less. So the complexity of here it is 1, right? To decrypt the password for I, you must have already unlocked the password for J. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Find the number of permutations of 0, 1, 2, n minus 1. 1 is, I think, if it is sorted right, then you can do it. So if it's sorted, then you can definitely do it, right? If it is not sorted here, you'll crack first 0, then you'll use that to crack 1. You must have already unlocked the computer J. Does this mean that you need to unlock all the J's which are less? Note that the password for computer with label 0 is decrypted and not the computer with the first. If those are not labels, then what it is? Time complex, so rotation is 1, 2, 3. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. You can unlock this. So if it is 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the capacities, right? And this is always unlocked. Now after this you can unlock it all the laptops which has less than that. So you can unlock these, all the fours you can unlock. And you can get any order of these four, right? But you can never unlock these. Here, what is the case? That once you have unlocked this, then you have next as 2 and 3, right? So with this, you can unlock this also, unlock this also, right? So that is 2 or greater. So 2. So number of elements. What is the orientation of these? This is 2. And then once you, yeah, I think feels like a binary search thing. It feels like that. See, for this one, what are the next options that you can have, right? So you have two options. Now, what can be the orientation with these? It can be 1, 3, 2, or it can be 1, 2, 3, right? So you have 1 into 2 options. And then in the next, right? Let's say so you 1, 3, right? You only have one option that you have already considered, basically. That is how I am thinking. But how do we calculate it? Thinking is correct. Because first 0 is unlocked. Then after that, you can unlock all the elements which have, so complexity of 0, right? Once this is unlocked, you can unlock all those which have higher than that. And if there is any element left, then that means 0, because in that there are some elements left. So that is first hint, that if there are two elements that are same, two zeros, if there is any element, if there is any element with, if there is any element with same complexity as 0, then return 0, then it is not possible, right? You will not be able to unlock that one. That is straightforward. Now with 0, you can unlock unlock all elements with complexity greater than that, and then it seems like a very mathematical thing. Now once you have used this 0, then there might be like 2, 3, 4, right? Like 2, 3, 10, 11. So you can use that 3 also to crack 11, 10, and it can be 10, 11 also. Now for 10, if it is 12, 13, it can be 10, 12, 13, or it can be 10, 13, 12 also. It could be both ways. Just a order, right? Hmm. So let's just take an example. Let's say there is this one, and then you have 2, 3, 4, and then you have 5, 5, 5, then you have 7, 8, 9, then you have 10, 12, 13. Let's say I just sorted it. So how many patterns can be there? So one first I have to crack, right? Now these are all the elements that are just greater than that. First thing first, these can form 3 pairs in itself till you get next same. But these can also go after this 5, right? Because this 1 is there. Oh man. Yeah. So it's like 1 cross 3. First of all, options to choose this. It could be 2, 3, 4. It could be 2, 4, 3. It could be anything, right? But this, none of this can come before this. That is something that we definitely know. But can this 5 come before this? Yes, it can come. Okay, so basically this one and then order of all of these, right? Whatever it is, this will always be able to crack it out. So ways of choosing, like what are the ways of choosing elements from all of these, right? That is what I understand. But it can't be just that, right? That is just one way. There could be a way where I could. Now there could be, let's say, 0. Then you can put 0 on the front and then do all this for the next ones, right? But how will you crack that? You will never be able to crack this one, right? Okay. So now you can't just blindly sort it out. Or can you sort it out blindly? So you know the time complexity of 0. If you sort all those out, so int complexity int root is equal to complexity of 0, right? So we have to choose root, I think. So root will always be our sorted element, I think. So arrays dot sort complexity. If complexity is the size greater than that, 2 yes is equal to complexity of 1, return false, return -1, right? Then otherwise I think it just be a basic math formula to just get to that. Whatever is the length, but then you have to get rid of the same elements like this 5. Yeah, it is a permutation. There's some formula, right? Used to do in school. So if there are all unique elements, then all become new. But this 5, right? It becomes 1 5. This is like, but we are taking numbers, right? So this will also be a valid order. So what is that formula? Number of ways. If it is 2, then it is 2. If it is 3, then is it like 3 into 3 plus 1 by 2? Uh, yeah, that's where I'm getting it. N into n plus 1 by 2, I think. Right? Just I want to do one this try run. 1, 2, 3. That's one way. 6, yeah. So n into 2. Yeah, I don't remember the formula to find all permutation, right? That's what I figured it out. So it's all permutations of this because we are taking the indexes, not the number. So even if it is 5558, it doesn't matter because the index will be new. But I don't remember the formula for permutation. What is the formula? That NC thing, right? Is that it? My maths is weak. Comment the formula, please. Uh, so there are two elements. Two, is it? 10 raised to power 5. No, let's find the formula. I thought you know. One second. Formula to permutation. I'll use long. I think long should not overflow. Yeah, this weird formula, right? Oh, then this will overflow. Else loop and multiply. Hmm, 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 hmm. What would the loop do? We can't run double loop. Factorial, do we need to find factorial? Yeah, I think factorial, but yeah, factorial only, I think. Factorial of the remaining things. What is the easiest way to do factorial? Hmm. Factorial of 5. Okay, factorial of number of elements then. Yeah, just that I think, right? So factorial of 4 is 120, is it? 4 into 3, no, no, 24, right? Factorial of 5 is 120. No, need to solve bit mass questions, looks like. Oh, thank you, Phantom. I was not looking at the chat. So you copied the whole thing. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's the factorial code, right? Why do we need I there? Yeah, I probably need to brush up my mathematics little bit. So number of permutations is equal to factorial, right? So what is the factorial of 3? 3, 2, 1. That is 6. What are the number of permutations of 3? That is 6. And 2 into 1, that is 2. Yeah, I was going wrong with this formula. This also helps. So it is like an, yeah. But to avoid overflow, we'll use mod, right? Let's see. Let me code this up. This is a good problem, I think. Like good problem, uh, as in like should have been done faster if I was regular, right? But yeah, public int factorial right of int n. So it can't be 0. So I'm going to use long so that I can avoid the overflow, right? So for int I is equal to 1, let's use long here only. But long, it doesn't make sense here, or should I use long? Less than equal to n long. Oh no. Long I less than equal to n I plus plus. And then num is equal to num star I. But is this what you also pasted? I think looks very similar to that. Yes. Your retar is return or modulo mode. Yes, that is there. Yes, cool. Just need to bring this mod here. Then factorial and minus 1. I need to sort it out. Oh no, did I sort it? Output 2 expected 0. But isn't it that we can choose any element as 0? Or is our root fixed? Or is our root fixed? But what does this mean? That note that the password was descripted and not the computer with first position in the permutation. So basically that means that root is 0 only. Earlier I was doing this. This is correct then. So this is not required. This will work that if I sort it out, right? Uh, yeah, I thought that you could choose anything as a root, but that is not correct. Your first element is itself the root. So int root is equal to complexity of 0, and if there is any element, then I guess you don't need this. Oh my god, damn it. I still don't understand it, but let's see if this passes or not. So basically in this your root is fixed. What I was trying is that if I sort this out. Yes, yes, I included it. But yeah, that will change the concept. If you can choose any root, then you will have to choose the minimum element as the root, right? If let's say there is another variation that you can choose the root, then what we would do is we would sort the complexity, and then every time our smallest element would be the root. And if there is any element that is same as the next one, right, then that means that our root is not the smallest. In that case, we would never have any solution. Makes sense. Yeah, that is what I was thinking. Nice chatting to you. Thanks, Phantom. Mm-hmm. If anyone is new to the stream or if anyone feels it's helpful, please feel free to give it a like. That helps sending it to other people also. Thank you. I don't think so. It should be LLD might be asked, but I don't think so. You should be getting HLD questions. But yeah, it is good to get started. So probably you should start with Alex Wu's book. So it's good to get started. Never late. Never better to get started early also. Nothing better than that. So what else I wanted to do? Uh, cool guys, I think I'll see you guys soon in another one. Bye, have a nice day.